भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Page number 14, Karika number 11. रसादयो हि ये कोशाः व्याख्यातास्तैत्तिरीयके तेषामात्मा परो जीवः कं यथा सम्प्रकाशितः Gaudapadacharya establishing the birth of jivas. The birth of jivas is not there, that he is establishing. That means he is negating the jivatmas or jivas janma. Jivas are born. This contention is not true. To establish Advaitam, he has to establish nothing is born in this creation. Really. Really nothing is born. Everything is born unreally. Everything is born unreally or as though born. It appears as though born. But really it is not born. So from 11th Karika onwards up to 14th Karika, Gaudapadacharya negating this Jiva Srishti through Shruti support. First he takes the Shruti support from Taittiriya Upanishad. Rasadayaha hi ekoshaha. Rasadayaha means Annamaya kosha anartha. He borrows the word from Taitriyam. Anna rase naiva bhutva Anna rase naiva vruddhim prapya. That rasa means Anna rasam. That word he only uses. We have to understand that is Annamaya kosha. How he brings here Rasadayaha. Koshaha is there. So Rasa kosha, Huchi kosha na Annamaya kosha. Annam Rasadayaha Adayaha means Adipadat. After Annamaya kosha, other 4 koshas. Adipadat Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. All koshas, ye koshaha Taittiriyake Vyakhyataha. Taittiriyake means in Taittiriyopanishad. Vyakhyataha or mentioned in Taittiriyopanishad. Which koshas were mentioned? The 5 koshas. All of them are saying what? Anyontara Atma means Atma is interior. Each kosha is subtler than its previous kosha. Pranamaya is subtler than Annamaya. Manomaya is subtler than Pranamaya. Vijnanamaya is subtler than Manomaya. Anandamaya is subtler than Vijnanamaya. Atma is subtler than Anandamaya kosha. So, Parajivaha Atma Samprakashitaha. The Supreme Atma is revealed. Parajivaha means Supreme Atma, Paramatma. Samprakashitaha, revealed. As what? As Atma, as the content. Atma means exact meaning is what? Content nartham. Gold is the Atma of the chain. Clay is the Atma of the pot. Thread is the Atma of the cloth. Wood is the Atma of the desk. That means what? Content. Atma is that without which that cannot exist. Atma is that without which that it cannot exist. That means what? Gold is the Atma of the chain means chain is that which cannot exist without the gold. That's why it's content in Artham. நம்ம ஆத்மான்னா என்னமோ நினைப்போம் பாருங்க. ஆத்மாக்கு வாட் இஸ் த டெரிவேஷன்? ஆப்னோதி யதாதத்தே யச்சாத்தி வின்ஷயானிஹா யச்சாஸ்ய சந்ததோ பாவஹா. எப்பவுமே இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும், எல்லா இடத்துல இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் கால்ட் ஆத்மா, கண்டென்ட். ஸோ wood is Atma of the desk, and without wood there is no desk. Without thread there is no cloth. Without clay there is no pot. Similarly, without Brahman there is no world. Therefore, Brahman is the Atma of the entire universe. Brahman is the Atma of this body also. Therefore, we can call it as what? Atma. Without which the thing cannot exist. That is called Atma. So, final ultimate Atma is Brahman. This clay is the Atma of pot, thread is Atma of cloth, all these are all penultimate. They are only Karanam only, Atma only, but they are not ultimate. Ultimate cause, Paramatma, Brahman. Brahman alone is the ultimate. So, Paraha Jivaha Atma iti prakashitaha. That Supreme Self alone is the content of everything, is revealed. Where? In Taittiriyopanishad. Content of what? Tesham. Tesham means of all jivas. Tesham, Atma means the content of all jivas. So what is our content? Atma is the content. Body is what? Container. Mind is also another interior dabba. I told you, dabba kulla dabba, 5 dabbas are there. In the 5 dabbas kulla irukra content Atma. So container is important or content is important? அது நமக்கு தெரியும். Content தான் important, not containers. Containers are those to hold the content. Without content, container cannot have a value. Correct தானே? Without content, டப்பா தூக்கி போட்டுடுவோம். Content இருந்தா பத்திரமா வச்சிருப்போம் இல்லையா? So content is very important. Like that, here, Tesham Parajivaha Atma Prakashitaha. Of all these 5 koshas, interior, yo veda nihitam guhayam, parame vyoman, that Atma is available here. In what form it is available? Aham, aham iti, I am, non irkane, aham iti, that is available. Where? In this body, mind, complex medium. That we have to understand. Not body, mind. Body, mind we know. Body we are seeing, mind also we are experiencing. Shastra need not come and to say you are human being. Do you know that? Shastra need not come for that. Shastra is coming to teach that which we do not know. What we do not know, that Atma which is inside as a content we do not know. Therefore, Taittiriyopanishad comes and tells, Paraha Jivaha Atma Tesham, of all these Jivas. So, when Upanishad says that what is our job? The Jiva's supreme self, that Paraha Jivaha means the supreme Atma is the content of every Jivasana. So, my content is what? In this body, content also must be Atma. But I cannot see that Atma, I can understand. By studying Shastra, gradually, slowly I can understand. I have to cross this Annamaya Kosha, Deha Abhimana. I have to drop. You need not drop Deha. Okay? You need not drop the Deha. Deha Abhimana you have to drop. Deha Abhimana to drop means what? Identification with this matter, body, flesh. I am this body, Abhimana. I have to intellectually drop. Abhimana drop. Drop the Abhimana with Pranamaya Kosha. Drop the Abhimana with your mind. Aham mama bhavana. Mind. I am. That feeling towards the mind. Drop. This is called Tyagam. Pancha Kosha Tyagam Pandanam. Abhimana Tyagameva Mokshaha. Abhimanameva Samsaraha. Abhimana Panchakosha Abhimana Tyagaha eva Mokshaha. Panchakosha Abhimanaha eva Samsaraha. This Abhimana Tyaga, where? In the mind. It is there in the mind. So your samsaram, your moksha are residing in your mind. It is your job. Okay, moksha is not a thing to come from this entrance or main entrance or some other entrance. It cannot come. It is already there. Your notion, you have to shift the notion from samsara notion, deha abhimana notion to Atma. Aham Brahma Asmi. That is why consciousness which is obtaining in this body is known as Jiva Atma. It is not born. That's why he says Yatha Kham. Yatha Kham means what? Just as the Ghata Akasha. Is Ghata Akasha born? Is Ghata Akasha, pot space is born? Never. Pot is born, but space is not born. Similarly, body is born, but Atma is not born. Kham, yatha kham, na ghatakashavat. Just as the ghatakasha is not born, similarly, Jivatmas are not born. Only bodies are born. Since Atma is all-pervading, when bodies are born, Atma has to be available in the body. Since space is all-pervading, when pot is born, automatically space has to be there in the pot. You should not ask, why are you there in the pot? Can you ask the space? Go and ask. Space is there in the pot. Can you ask the space, why you are sitting in the space? No, pot. Why you are sitting in the pot? Can you ask? Come on. interview the pot. In the space in interview panni. Oh, Akasha, why are you sitting in the pot? What Akasha says? I am not sitting in the pot. I am all pervading. Space alone has come into me. Correct then? I am not sitting in the pot. Pot is sitting in me actually. But people are mistaking what? I am sitting in the pot. Because I am all pervading. Helplessly, I have to be there in the pot. Right? Since I am all, who says? Who says? Space. Since I the space, since I am all pervading, I am helpless, I cannot escape anywhere. Once pot comes, I have to be there in the pot also. புரியறதில்லையோ? இது புரிஞ்சா அது புரியும். இப்போ Atma has entered or Atma is born. Jivatma is born. Atma says, I am not born. I the Jivatma am not born. Since I am all pervading, since bodies have come into existence, I have to be there in the body also. I became what? Embodied. I, the Atma, who is all pervading, has to be embodied when the bodies have come into existence. Body's birth, they are superimposing me, the Atma. I am Atma, never born. What is born? Bodies are born. Therefore, since I am all pervading Atma, I have to be there in the body also. Now, I am not small, I am all. All. Since I am all pervading, I am all pervading. Vedanta over. Vedanta over. Therefore, what? This Atma which is pervading in this body, called Jivatma pair. This consciousness Atma which is pervading in total, that Ishvara's body, that is called Ishvara. Consciousness within the Ishvara is called Paramatma. Consciousness within the body is called Jivatma. Consciousness within the Ishvara, total level. Ishvara is called Paramatma. Devi, you are doing Navaratri Puja, who is she? Paramatma. All pervading Paramatma, Ishvara's body, consciousness, Sagunam. When it is in the body, here it is Jivatma. So therefore, for that Upanishad uses 4 Mahavakyas. Who can recollect 4 Mahavakyas? Here Gaudapada Acharya using the Shruti support, let us remember the Mahavakyas. From Rigveda, Prajnanam Brahma. 1 Veda, 1 Mahavakya. Rigveda, Aitareyopanishad, Prajnanam Brahma, Mahavakyam. And second Veda, from Yajurveda, Shukla Yajurveda, Aham Brahmasmi, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Veda and its corresponding Upanishad and Mahavakya. Rigveda, Aitareya Upanishad, Prajnanam Brahma. Shukla Yajurveda, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi. Second Mahavakya. Then Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad, Tattvamasi. Atharvana Veda, Mandukyopanishad. Which Upanishad we are studying now? Mandukyopanishad. Ayamatma Brahma, Soyamatma Chatushpat. Ayamatma Brahma connected to Mandukyopanishad. Atharvana Veda. Samples. There are many more Mahavakyas. So what is the meaning of Prajnanam Brahma? Chaitanyam inside is Brahman. Prajnanam, Chaitanyam, inside, Jnanam, consciousness, Aham, Janami, I know, Prajnanam Brahma. Chaitanyam inside is Brahman. Mahavakya number 1. That is Prajnanam Brahma translation. I am giving translation of all those 4 Mahavakyas. Chaitanyam inside is Brahman, Prajnanam Brahma. Mahavakya number 1. Aham Brahmasmin, Jivatma says, I am Brahman. Jivatma saying, I am Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. Mahavakya number 2. Mahavakya number 3, Tattvamasi. You are Brahman. The teacher is telling to the student, oh my dear student, you are Brahman. You are not part of Brahman. You are not a product of Brahman. You are Brahman. Fortunately or unfortunately, you are Brahman. You cannot escape. You are Brahman. Then 4th one, Ayam Atma Brahma. This Jiva Atma is Brahma. Ayam Atma Brahman. This Jiva Atma is Brahman. Then student may ask question, why 2 names? Ore Atma Dane. Why Jiva Atma, Paramatma? Why you are confusing us by telling all these names? Then we say, see, one person is having many names. Okay, one person alone is called as father, brother, and uncle, grandfather. So many names are there for one person. Idhuk he will name, ittana name idhuk. One woman is alone, is known as Pati, Amma, sister, but auntie. So many names. Why all these names? But names are different. Person one only. When the roles are different, names are given differently. But person is one. Like that alone, Atma also has got different names. So consciousness from the micro standpoint, Jivatma, from macro standpoint, Paramatma. So final conclusion is what? Mentally we have to intellectually knock off all those names. Jiva remove, Parama you remove, Atma remain. So Atma alone remain. This is the significance of Mahavakya. Aupadhika Vedaha, only container Veda Mulama, different names. Because of container difference, their names are also different. But whatever containers are changing, but content can never change. One gold in different names. In Tangamaliga, you go and ask, how many names are there? And they say, nanna puriyum. A ring, stud, bangle, so many chains, Chandraharam, minor chain, and the chain kullave necklace, lot of names. I do not know all those things. You know better than me. Why so many names? One gold only. Why so many names? And what do you say? Names are required because one gold appearing in many forms. You cannot ask that gold you bring, that gold you bring, and enna gold he will bring. So therefore, idella thagararu nariya per irkano. Atma alone is one. So all philosophers accept Atma is one, Paramatma is one, but Jivatmas are many. Adida thagararu. All other philosophers, there is no doubt. Paramatma is not born. We know that. All other philosophers also says what? Paramatma is not born. Paramatma is one, is not born. But they say all Jivatmas are born, they say. What Advaiti says, Jivatmas as though born. They are not really born. That's what Advaita says. Final conclusion is Jivatma alone Jivatma, why they are, how can you say Jivatmas are not born? Anna final equation. Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, final answer. Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, Jivatma is also unborn. Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, we have to tell them, you only said Paramatma is not born, Paramatma is one, Paramatma is not born. Everyone agree. What we have to give answer for them? Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, since Paramatma is not born, Jivatma is also not born. Daniki diniki saripoyindi. Illaya? Correct ga. Priyardaliyo. Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, one and the same. First statement. Since Jivatma is identical with Paramatma, first statement. Second statement is what? Paramatma is not born. Therefore, Jivatma is also not born. So that is the meaning. Next mantra, Karika will go. He is giving another example from Brihadaranyaka Madhu Brahmanam. Another support. Dvayor madhur jnane param brahma prakashitam prithivya chaiva yatha kasha prakashitah. Madhu Brahmanam in Brihadaranyaka the 2.5, second chapter, 5th mantra. Second chapter, 5th Brahmanam, 5th mantra. Ayam adityaha sarvesham bhutanam madhu asya adityasya sarvani bhutani madhu echayam asmin aditye तेजोमयः अमृतमयः पुरुषः यश्चायम् अध्यात्मं चाक्षुषः तेजोमयः अमृतमयः पुरुषः अयमेव सः यः अयमात्मा इदममृतम् इदं ब्रह्म इदं सर्वम्. The mantra. He just quote that mantra here. What he says, Madhu Jnane. First line you see, Madhu Jnane means Madhu Brahmane. Taittiriyopanishad chapter is known as Valli. Section is known as Anuvaka. In Taittiriyopanishad, Sikshavalli, Brahmanandavalli, Bhrigavalli, this chapter name Valli and pair. Sections are there in the middle. First section, second section. The section ke pair in Taittiriyanla Anuvaka and pair. Whereas in Brihadaranyakam, these sections are called Brahmanam. Sections are called Brahmanam in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And chapters are called Khandaha. Khandaha. Prathama Khandaha, Dvitiya Khandaha. Chapters are called Khandaha and sections are called Brahmanam. Madhu Brahmanam anartha. Madhu Brahmane. What Madhu Brahmane it is said, it says, chapter is called Adhyaya in Brihadaranyakam. Section is called Brahmanam. Adhyaya. From 1.1 Upanishad 1.1 he is quoting. Madhu Brahmane, but it is said, Param Brahma dvayoho prakashitam. Dvayoho means the pair in pairs. The Supreme Brahman is revealed in pairs. Pairs anna dual. At Adhyatman level and Adhibhautikam level. Param Brahma is revealed in Adhyatma level and Adhidaivam level. Whatever is there in Adhidaivam, that alone is there in Adhyatmam. What is there in Adhyatmam, that is there in Adhidaivam. What is Adhyatmam, Adhidaivam? This is a preliminary lesson. I need not explain. Adhyatmam anna vyashti, individual level, individual body level. Adhidaivam anna total, virat level, total level. Adhidaivam. Dvayoho, pairs. For example, I have to explain. Gaudapadacharya, our party, our Cholinde Purare, Namakonume Purihad, our language, our high style. Very, very high style language. No? But anyhow, it is very beautiful, his language. Our language, Purinchakrataka, commentary, Shankaracharya wrote commentary upon his Karikas. His verse form requires a commentary. See, Adhyatma means Pancha Jnanendriyani we are having. The corresponding Devata we know. Suppose ears are there. This is called Adhyatma. In the ears ke Adhyatma one pair. Eyes Adhyatma. Nose Adhyatma. Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Pancha Jnanendriyani. Where are they? Pancha Jnanendriyani. They are in me only. Pancha Jnanendriyani. These Pancha Jnanendriyani at individual level, micro level, whatever there, this Devata is there outside. Suppose eyes are here, Chakshur Devata Adityaha. The content of Aditya Devata, the content of this Chakshuhu, both are one and the same. That's what he is telling here. Dvayoho, prakashitaha means Parabrahma prakashitaha. Aditye Brahma. Chakshushi Brahma. Here consciousness, there also consciousness. The consciousness in the Atma, in this body, the consciousness in that Aditya are one and the same. One and the same. Sa yaschayam purushe yascha savaditye sa ekaha saya evam vit. So, yascha asau aditye yaha asti brahma sahayeva ashmin sharire chakshushi golake asti brahma chaitanyam. Then Dik Devatas outside. Brahman is there in Dik Devata. That Dik Devata is presiding deity of that ears. So, இது அத்தியாத்மம், அது அதிதைவம். அதிதைவம்லு இருக்கிறது பிரம்மந்தா, அத்தியாத்மம்ல இருக்கிறது பிரம்மந்தா. கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ். இங்க கான்ஷியஸ்னஸ் இருக்கா இல்லையா? இருக்கு. So, since consciousness is all pervading, that consciousness must be there in Adhidaivam also. Pair. Ears, Srotra Indriyam, Dik Devata. Chakshur Indriyam, Surya Devata, Aditya Devata. Rasana Indriyam, Varuna Devata. That is Samashti. Correct connection parunga. Adhidaivam, Adhyatmam, Adhidaivam, Adhyatmam. Who is their content is what? And Brahman. That's what Madhur Jnani, Madhu Brahmani, Brihadaranyaka Upanishadi. Param Brahma, the universal consciousness. Param Brahma means that consciousness which is pervading entire universe. Prakashitam is revealed in pairs. Here in this Adhidaivam, Adhyatmam. This is called repeatedly saying in Taittiriya Upanishad Adida, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Adida, all Upanishads are repeating and that is called Abhyasaha. By seeing this Abhyasa, repetition itself, you can know that is the Tatparyam of the Upanishad. What is Upanishad Tatparyam? Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam. So Abhyasa means repetition of the statement indicates, scriptures take it as a very, very important, seriously it takes. Why you say repeatedly something? It is very important, you will say repeatedly. Is it not? Similarly, Upanishad also repeatedly in every place it says Jivatma eva Paramatma, Paramatma eva Jivatma. Repeatedly it is saying. It is taking it as seriously. That is why it is repeating. Now, even serious repeated solra, unna puriyalaya ani solrom mano. Upanishad is also asking. Now, even serious repeated Upanishad vidamal sollinderka puriyala unnekku. Podapadacharya asking. Okay, prakashitam. Okay, how do you know this abhyasa? Upakrama upasamharo abhyaso apurvata phalam. Lingam gnapakam irukko Taittiriya Upanishadla chonne. Beginning of this Mandukyam also I said Upakrama Upasamhara Abhyasa Apurvata. These are the clues, lingams to know the Tatparyam of the Upanishad. How do you know otherwise? What is the Tatparyam of the Upanishad? And these are the clues. What is the clue? Abhyasaha, repetition. Ella repetition enna identical. Jivatma is identical with Paramatma. There are no two Atmas. There is only one Atma. Jivatmas are not born. Paramatma alone is appearing as Jivatma. Jivatma is another name for Paramatma. Enna paata paadindirukene. Jivatma alone is Paramatma. Paramatma can never born. Why? Paramatma is birthless. Okay. Therefore, ஒரு வானுக்கு ஒரு சோறு எதை சொல்லுவான். என்ன எல்லா வாக்கியம் பார்க்க வேண்டாம். ஒரு உபனிஷத்துக்கு ஒன்று பார்த்தாலும் போதும். அது மாதிரி. ஸோ டோன்ட் டேக் இட் லைட்லி, டேக் இட் சீரியஸ்லி என்று அர்த்தம். ஒன்ஸ் யூ ரிப்பீட், டோன்ட் டேக் லைட்லி. ஜஸ்ட் ஆஸ் வாட் நவ் யூ சே எனக்கு புரியலன்னு ஹி கிவ்ஸ் அன் எக்ஸாம்பிள். ஓகே, வாட் எக்ஸாம்பிள்? ஆதிதைவன்ல இருக்கிறது அத்தியாத்மன்ல இருக்கிறது ஒண்ணுதான் கண்டென்ட். அதிதைவம் ஒன் கண்டெய்னர், அத்தியாத்மம் ஒன் கண்டெய்னர். அதிதைவம் இஸ் மேக்ரோ கண்டெய்னர், அத்தியாத்மம் இஸ் மைக்ரோ கண்டெய்னர். மேக்ரோ மைக்ரோ சமஷ்டி வெஷ்டி கண்டெய்னர்ல இருக்கிற ஒரே கண்டென்ட் என்னது? ஆத்மா. மட்டாகாஷ ஹால்ல இருக்கிற ஆகாசம், கட்டன்ல இருக்கிற ஆகாசம் ஒன்னா இல்லையா? ஒண்ணுதான். Same one only. Similarly, now he says உதராகாசம். நம்ம ஸ்டமக்குள்ள நான் சொல்லல, ஜோக்கில் புஸ்தகம் பாருங்க டெக்ஸ்ட். உதரே, there is space in your stomach. இருக்கா இல்லையா? தெரியாது சுவாமினி, பசிக்கிறது. உதரேனா பிருத்திவ்யாம், outside, no, பிருத்திவ்யாம் outside in the earth. आकाशः प्रकाशितः यथा आकाशः प्रकाशितः, just as the same space is shown, revealed. आकाशः न space. प्रकाशितः means revealed, pointed out, mentioned. Where? पृथिव्याम means samashti आकाश, outside. Inside the body, அந்த பாடிக்குள்ள ஒரு ஸ்டமக், அந்த ஸ்டமக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஆகாசம் இடவழி. ஆகாசம் என்ன? இடவழி. ஓகே, அந்த காலி பிளேஸ், ஸ்பேஸ். ஸ்பேஸ் என்ன? இடவழி. இடவழி என்ன? ஸ்பேஸ். ஸ்பேஸ் என்ன? தட்ஸ் வை யூ ஆஸ்க், கொஞ்சம் அங்கே ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கு, நான் உட்காரலாமா? அந்த ஸ்பேஸ் இருக்கான்னு. ஸ்பேஸ் இஸ் தட் which accommodates. Okay, definition of space is what? Space is that which accommodates something in it. Udar akasha is that which accommodates 3 idli. Okay, udar akasha is that which accommodates 2-3 chapatis. Accommodates, no? Prithvi akasha is that which accommodates everything in the universe. Accommodating or not? Otherwise, how can you இப்படி உட்கார முடியும் இல்லையா? So we have to thank. Now tell me, space இருக்கா இல்லையா? Is it bhava roopam or abhava roopam? Bhavam, existence. Space is existence. Otherwise, how can you sit here? You cannot see. But you cannot see the space. Can you see the space? Then what is the proof for the existence of space? நான் இருக்கேனே, உட்கார்ந்துருக்கேன், நீங்க இடவெளி இருக்கான்னு கேட்கிறீங்களே இல்லையா? அப்படி என்ன கண்ணால பார்க்க முடியாது, புத்தி மூலமா உணர முடியும், புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும். ஸ்பேஸ் பார்த்துன்னு இருக்கேன், என்ன பார்க்க சொல்லுங்க, இது ஸ்பேஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுங்க. Amazing, no? What a wonder. Okay? Udare Prithivya. So, Udara Akasham is Adhyatmam. Prithivya Akasha is outside the stomach there is space. Inside the stomach there is space. Both are one and the same or not? Because both are doing same job. Okay? That is also accommodating. This is also accommodating. Adi samashti, idi vyashti. Dvayoho prakashitaha ekaha akashaha eva tatha eva. Adhe madri, since Atma is also all pervading, same Atma is in Adhidaivam, same Atma is in Adhyatmam. Only one, appearing in total and individual. Clear? Idida Virad Upasanam. Pandanam. Ore Atma. Next, Karika. Jivatmanorananyatvam Abhedena prashasyate Nanatvam nindyate yaccha Tadevam hi samanjasam. Another example also we used to see, ocean is one name, total level. And water in our house, in the bucket of water. Both are one and the same, water only. Names are different. Ocean, wave, names are different. Content is one. Like the umpteen examples we saw previously. So, Atma is one, pervading in everywhere. Everything. Now, question. What question? A possible doubt. See, we are establishing Abhedam. Jivatma, Paramatma, Abhedam. They are non-different. Jivatma is another name for Paramatma. There is no Bheda at all. Abhedam. We are all Abhedavadis. Abhedavadis means what? Non-difference. Between whom? Jivatma, I, and the Paramatma. I, the Jivatma, I am Paramatma, not body-mind complex. I am Paramatma. This is Abheda Vakyam said in all Upanishads. For example, Taitriyam or Brihadaranyakam. Like this, he says. Now the question is, one person comes and asks, see, there are Bheda Vakyams also in the Upanishads. You are selecting Abheda Vakyam only. Wherever there comes, they are identical, only you are taking. Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikya, quotations only you are taking. My doubt is, there are sentences which are talking the Jivatma, Paramatma, Bhedam in Upanishad itself. Okay? Jivatma is different, Paramatma is different. The statements are there in the same Upanishad what you are talking. In different Upanishads, Bheda Vakyams are also there. You are selecting, choosing only Abheda Vakyams. How can you select like that? When there are Bheda Vakyam and Abheda Vakyam, both are there. How can you choose only Abheda Vakyam? This is also given in Veda. I want to take Bheda Vakyam. Jivatma and Paramatma are different. In Bheda Vakyam given in Veda. You are taking Abheda Vakyam, but I want to take Bheda Vakyam. Unakku Veda Pramanam, enakku Veda Pramanam. Enakku Bheda Vakyam Pramanam, enakku Anandam, adilone Anandam. Avara vere, nanu Swami ille, nanu Asamida. அப்புறம் சுவாமி. இந்த மாதிரி வாக்கியம் எனக்கு பிடிக்கும். பேத வாக்கியம் தான் பிடிக்கும். Dvaitis, Vishishtadvaitis, all will take these Bheda Vakyams, Bheda Pramana. Why you are choosing only Advaita, non-dually, identical, non-different, Abheda Vakyams? Na, Gaudapada Acharya says, I agree with you. There are Bheda Vakyams. Bheda Vakyams and that statements which are talking about that Jivatma and Paramatma as different. What is Pramanam? Suppose you have to collect. Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakhayau Samane Vrikshe Parishasvajate Tayoranya Pippalam Swad Atti. So, Paramatma is sitting on the top branch, Jivatma is sitting on the lower branch and eating the fruits, karma phalam. Paramatma is watching, Jivatma is suffering. You only said in the Veda, Upanishads, Mandukyopanishad, that is Veda Vakyam. I take that Vakyam. You like Aveda Vakyam, I like Veda Vakyam, he says. This is one example. And another example also, Mandukyopanishad, this is 2:1:1. Dvasuparna, one example, 3:1:1. Dvasuparna on the 3:1:1. And Mandukyopanishad 2:1:1, another Bheda Vakyam, Tadetat Satyam, Yadha Sudiptat Pavakat, Tatha Aksharat Vispulingaha, Somya Bhavaha Prajayante Tatra Tatra. Just as from the fire many sparks are born, similarly from Paramatma many Jivasas, spark-like Jivatmas are born, Upanishad says, Bheda Vakyam. From one fire there are many sparks are born. Similarly from one Atma many Jivas are born. Tatha Prajayante. Mandukyopanishad Pramanam. Tatha Aksharat means from this Aksharam Brahma, the Jivatmas are born. Akasha Vayu Tasmadva Etasmad Atmana Akasha Sambhutaha Akasha Vayu Vayo Ragni. Idella what you are going to do this about these statements? Are you going to throw them? They are also Veda Vakyams, Upanishad Vakyams. This is the question. What answer you can give? Then Gaudapada Acharya says, they are all Anuvada Vakyams. Veda Vakyams are Anuvada Vakyam. You should not take as Pramanam. Abheda Vakyam alone is Pramana Vakyam. Valid. Veda Vakyams are Anuvada Vakyam. Anuvada Vakyam figurative. Figurative, that is as a support it introduce. As a support only it introduce, there is no tatparyam. For that he gives that answer here in this Karika. This is the question. And the question is kadiyadingidlo. And the question he expects and gives an answer. What answer he gives? Jivatmanoho Ananyatvam Abhedena Prashasyate. That Abheda, Ananyatvam means the non-difference of Jiva Atmanoho. Jiva and Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma. Jiva means Jivatma. Atma means Paramatma. Jivatmanoho Ananyatvam. Anyatvam on difference. Na anyatvam ananyatvam. No difference or non-difference. Ananyatvam jivatmanoho prashasyate. It is praised. It is praised. What is praised? Abhedena. Through the statements of identity, it is praised. Udaramantaram kurute athatasya bhayam bhavati anyosau anyohamasmiti na saveda sadevanam pashuhu. Whoever sees Jivatma and Paramatma as different, they are all like animals. They will born again and again. They can never get moksha. Whoever sees, Taittiriya Upanishadlo we saw, Udaramantaram kurute ut aram. Antaram, even little bit of, wee bit of difference if anyone sees Jivatma and Paramatma, athatasya bhayam bhavati, avanikku bhayam irukum, bhayam pove pohadu. So, Bheda is criticized, nindete, criticized, condemned. By condemning that Bheda Vakyams, you have to understand Abheda Vakyams are praised one side, Bheda Vakyams are criticized. And the portion Paka Vendamo. So, Bheda Vakyams are there, but Bheda Vakyams are condemned. Utu Antaram Kurute. Yarevaru Bhedam Patana, Bhayam Pove Pogadu. Therefore, Bheda Vakyams are all criticized. Jivatma, Paramatma, both are different statements in Upanishads. They are criticized, condemned by the same Upanishad. You are just pushing away those statements. That criticism you are pushing away. That also you have to take into account. Praised and prasasyate. Whoever sees the identity, that person alone get final knowledge, moksha, prasasyate, nanatvam nindyate, plurality, nanatvam means plurality, jivas, atmas are many, jivatmas, they have punyam and papam, Paramatma is sitting somewhere, Vaikuntha, this nanatvam of jivatmas you see, nanatvam nindyate, that is criticized, condemned. So, Dvaita Jnanam is condemned. It is Rajasika Jnanam, it is Tamasika Jnanam, Sattvika Jnanam eva Advaita Jnanam, non-dual. Tat yat nindyate tateva samanjasam. That is criticized, condemned Dvaita Vakyams, and Advaita Vakyams are only praised. That alone is samanjasam. That is only consistent teaching. That becomes the valid teaching. In this way only. Evam hi samanjasam. This is the way of understanding. Wherever the criticism of Dvaita Vakyams comes, how can you take it as a Tatparyam? Nanna irukke. Sir, innor doubt. Dvaita Vakyams Upanishad itself introducing. Advaita Vakyam, non-different statements all Upanishad introducing. Dvaita Vakyam edikare you are telling they are all condemned by the Upanishad, you are telling. Criticized by the Upanishad, you are telling. Now my next question is, why at all these Dvaita Vakyams to be written? To criticize, anyhow you are going to condemn, you are going to criticize. Anyhow, Jivatmas are not born, Jivatmas are not separate from Paramatma. Why at all this Dvasuparna, Sayuja, Sakhayo, Sudiptat, Pavakat, born, all these things, why you have to interfere? அதுக்கு தமிழ்ல ஒன்று சொல்லுவான், சேற்றை மிதிப்பானே காலை அலம்புவானே என்ன பிரக்ஷாளனாதி பங்கஸ்ய தூராத் அஸ்பர்ஷனம் வரம் இல்லையோ. சேற்று என்ன தெரியாத சேரை போய் காலு வெப்பானா யாராவது போய் அப்புறம் கழுவுக்குனார். அது மாதிரி துவைத்தம் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் எதுக்கு பண்ணணும், பேத வாக்கியம்ஸ் எதுக்காக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணணும், எதுக்காக நெகேட் பண்ணணும்? அது இங்கே நெகேட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணணுமா என்ன? அதில் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணாமல் இருந்தாது நன்னா இருக்குமே. நெக்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் புரியுறதா? அந்த 13th கொஸ்டின் வரும்போது, வாட் இஸ் த கேரண்டி? பேத வாக்கியம் யூ ஆர் ஸ்கிப்பிங், ஓன்லி அபேத வாக்கியம் யூ ஆர் டேக்கிங். How can you take like that? You cannot take both. Bhedam, Abhedam, both you cannot take. Contradictory. Jivatma, Paramatma are identical. Either they can be identical or different. Either one da edukka mudiyum. Rendum edukka mudiyuma? Idi Upanishadda, adi Upanishadda. Enakku Bheda Vakyamu venum, Abheda Vakyamu venum. Enna? Jivatma, Paramatma, both are different. Jivatma, Paramatma, both are one and the same. How they can coexist? They cannot coexist. Day and night can coexist. Day irundha night irukadu, night irundha day irukadu. அவர் ஐக்கியமாவது இருக்கணும், டிஃபரெண்டாவது இருக்கணும். ஐக்கியமும் டிஃபரெண்ட் ரெண்டு இடத்துல ஒரே இடத்துல வச்சுட்டான்னா, how is it possible? You have to negate them. you have to take abheda vakyam. ரெண்டும் ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்க முடியாது. பேதம் அபேதம் ஒரு இடத்துல இருக்க முடியாதுனால பேதம் you skip, you drop, you negate, you remove. பட் ரிமூவ் பண்றதுக்கு எதுக்காக இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நெக்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின். ஃபார் தட் கௌடபாதாச்சாரிய சேஸ் நெக்ஸ்ட் 14th காரிகா. ஜீவாத்மனோ ப்ருதக்த்வம் யத் प्रागुत्पत्तेः प्रकीर्तितम् भविष्यद्वृत्त्या गौणं तत् मुख्यत्वं हि न युज्यते. ఇన్ తెలుగు ఆల్సో ఇట్ ఈస్ దేర్. అడుసు త్రొక్క నేల కాలు కడుగ నేల అని ஒரு தெலுங்குல பிரக்ஷாளனாத்தி பங்கஸ்யக்கு எல்லா லாங்குவேஜில் இருக்கும். சீற்றை மெதிப்பானே காலை அலம்புவானுக்கு எல்லா லாங்குவேஜில் இருக்கு. அது மாதிரி இந்த துவைத்தம் இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் எதுக்கு பண்ணணும், அதுக்கு நெகேட் எதுக்கு பண்ணணும்னு சொன்ன, சி ஐ ஹாவ் டு இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் துவைத்த வாக்கியம்ஸ். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் த கிரியேஷன், ஜீவா, ஆத்மாஸ் ஆர் ஆல் born. I introduce as though. But you should take what? Abheda vakyam only you should take. Just like if I give payasam with a cup. Okay. Hot payasam. Devi Navaratri time every day ஒரு பாயசம். எனக்கு டெய்லி பாயசம் வந்துட்டே இருக்கு. அதுக்கு தான் பாயசம் சொல்றேன். பாயசம் if I give with a silver cup and I bring payasam. What you have to do? You are supposed to do. சுவாமினி இந்த சில்வர் கப்பு ரொம்ப நன்னா இருக்கு, கப்பு கூட குடிக்கிறேன். வாட் யூ ஹாவ் டு டூ? யூ ஹாவ் டு ட்ராப் த கப் அண்ட் யூ ஹாவ் டு டேக் பாயசம். யூ ஷுட் நாட் ஆஸ்க் டு ட்ரிங்க் த பாயசம் ஓன்லி, நாட் கப். வை யூ brought then cup? You should not ask, isn't it? Anyhow I have to drop the cup. You are asking me only to take payasam. Why before dropping, why you have to bring that cup then? You bring only payasam. எப்படி இருக்கு இந்த கேள்வி? நமக்கு புரியாது, பைத்தியக்காரன் மாதிரி இந்த மாதிரி கேள்வி வந்த, anyhow I have to drop the cup, only bring the payasam. What I have to drink? Why you have to bring the cup? And what do you say? Hey, I cannot bring the payasam without cup. I have to bring the payasam along with the cup. Since along with the cup, payasam, cup, both are coming together, you are not supposed to drink both. You have to drink what? Payasam. You have to drop what? Cup. You should not drink cup and leave the payasam. எது சாப்பிடணும் எது விடணும் புரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டாம். So கப்பு துவைத்தம், பேத வாக்கியம் சார் கப்பு. Okay, abheda vakyams are payasam. Bheda vakyams are like support. Payasam to come to your hand, you require cup. Okay, similarly to understand Advaitam Brahma, Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyam, you require Dvaita vakyams. Dvaita vakyam cup is required until you understand Advaitam Brahma. Once you understand Advaitam Brahma, like scaffolding side, no, roof போடுறதுக்காக அந்த beams எல்லாம் வைப்ப, அது கூட you have to support, ceiling supportக்காக you have to keep. Afterwards, remove. Like that, whole Dvaitam is like a cup. Vishishta Dvaitam, Dvaitam, all, whoever talks about Jivatma, Paramatma, Dvaitam, religion, entire religion is Dvaitam. Yesterday I told you, religion cup is required to drink Mahavakya Payasam. What is Mahavakyam? Prajnanam Brahma, Ayamatma Brahma, Ahamasmi, Ayamatma Brahma, I am Brahman. To understand, you require religion cup, Dvaitam. That Saguna Upasana, Virad Upasana, Aneka Rupa Upasana, Panni, Arupa Jnanatik Varanam, non Brahmanda, no difference. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి. హరి ఓం. శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. హరి ఓం.